Hey everybody, it's Dan. Welcome to the live stream. This is iAllegedly. Well, this is a channel that was built on the marketing and the stimulus and funding options. So much has happened over the last 6 months that so many things have changed with business and with uh, the SBA and with funding right now. It is absolutely crazy where everything is at. So let's see, we've got 3 people on. Let's see if everybody can hear me. I'll make sure I turn the. Somebody let me know if you can hear me. That's all I want. 7, there we go. It's starting to pick up a little bit. So hope everybody had a good week this week. It has been absolutely crazy. Great. Thank you, Shola. Faith, how are you? Oh, guys, I'm telling you, this is just when you think things won't get any crazier, it gets crazier. With the president getting sick last week, and stimulus is going to happen, it's not going to happen, and it's back on. I mean, it has just been such an absolute roller coaster for everybody. It's funny. I used to look forward to the weekends, but now it just seems like lately everything's just blended together. And whenever I have an event, I find myself that I'm working so much. Um, you know, uh, especially the last 3 weeks before an event, getting the speakers down, getting everything down the schedule, things like that. And the marketing event, for those of you that, oh wait, Shola just got a $15,000 grant. Congratulations, Shola. Will County, Illinois. Congratulations, bravo. That is absolutely fantastic. That's great news. So anyways, marketing conference is coming up. One thing that we did because of the channel and the growth of the channel, uh, for those of you that know me from the channel, you know that I came from the medical space, and I do a lot with startups and raising money and getting people through, FDA approval and introducing them to the regulatory people. We've expanded and we've added, basically a second leg to the conference where it's going to be everything. We're going to have how to do Twitter, how to do Facebook. I met a great woman today who's going to do email marketing. She's going to do a presentation on that. And she is just a pro at how to get your email marketing down. And she can get your campaign set up in 15 minutes and all this cool stuff. So you're going to meet a lot of cool people. And remember, there were all those 300 free tickets. There's still like 60 free tickets left too. So hopefully you guys will take care of that. So, here's the thing. The grant availability it doesn't really matter what industry you're in. You guys can get a grant for anything, whether you're a service company or not. If you're going to do business with the government, most people before COVID happened, most people thought of, grants as like a program through, a different governmental agency. They would have money, you're going to teach certain sectors. I knew a woman that got an $80,000 grant, and it was how to introduce people to Chinese companies. And she got this grant 3 years ago. Took her about 3 months to get it. She had to do grant writings and things like that herself, but she got a lot of money, and she got to travel to China and check all this stuff out. But the government paid for all that, and she had to pay back none of it. So, I mean, it's pretty cool stuff if you can get it. So, here's the thing. The service company, it doesn't matter what you guys do right now. They're, all these different programs. And the video I dropped yesterday, that one was cool. I found a bunch of really cool resources that you could look at, because here's the thing. I get questions all the time. Hey, Dan, do you have grants in Indiana? Do you have grants in New York? Do you have grants here or there? We get them all over the place. But what we've done is we've tried to compile, how to find them. And the resources yesterday, really, that's going to be a great place to start. And, if you're looking for something to do over the weekend, just sit in bed and go to those sites that I gave you and just check it out. Because here's the thing. They're not, it's not like you have to be a manufacturing company or you have to have a truck and tools and all these different employees to get these grants. You just don't have to have it right now. You can, anybody can get these things. And it's really cool. They want to keep small business. Some people do want to keep small business open and want you to flourish. And some people, if you're like most people, your credit has been destroyed during COVID during this time, and you don't have people paying you. You don't have the clientele that you normally have, and it's been affected. But these grants are great ways to get money to fund the business. And whenever you do this, also talk about what the plan's going to be for this money. It's just not, hey, I'm desperate, I need dough, because that's everybody. Everybody needs money to pay bills. But if I was given $25,000, here's what I would do with that money and have an action plan. And, be specific. Talk about advertising. Talk about what you've done in the past. And, one thing that I do constantly with business is I try to take their existing clientele and existing things that they spend money on already and squeeze everything I can out of it to get more business. And it's funny. My brother called me today on my run this morning, and just ideas and things that he had on things always remind me of different topics and different things that come up, because it doesn't matter what business you're in. If you're in, a service company or like the cleaning company, do you do commercial cleaning? Do you residential cleaning? Um, and can you expand to the other areas? Because here's the thing: the residential cleaners that I know that are successful are going to the commercial cleaning. They're going to hey, I've got a crew of 3. We can clean small offices. We can do it inexpensively, things like that. So, let's see. Again, the EIDL reconsideration, the EIDL is still open right now, but this stimulus rubber band that we're on, where it's back and back and forth with ants. They're going to give us money, they're not going to give us money. I mean, it's preposterous right now, because from speaking with the SBA, they really have they're waiting like the rest of us. They're processing applications. They are months behind right now on applications. If you've gotten an answer, and I know dozens of people now that have been told, "Hey, you're approved." They don't have the number. They don't know, how much they're getting, and they can't get specific answers from the SBA. But the SBA is waiting for more money. But they already have funding for EIDL loans that they're not giving out. You're welcome, Chris. I love doing this. You know, reconsideration. Look at the reconsideration letter that we found. Again, my contacts with the SBA guys are not me calling an 800 number. I've got people that in management and people that have spoken at my events that I have access to, that you know I can ask questions of, and they're just like any other bureaucratic agency, but they're a mess. And this is the best part right now, is that they know they're a mess. And um, they're hoping for additional funding for the grants. They would love it if they were told one way or another, there's no more grants, there are grants, because then it would get people to stop talking about it. They would just get funded one way or another. You know, SB, somebody sent me 4167 the other day. That's still something that was discussed back in July, and that would give everybody, $10,000 or up to 25 grand on that one. And then there's one for the $50,000 that people have talked about. And again, the proposals, you guys, you can propose anything. And with this, with the House and with the Senate, how completely, divided that they are right now. I mean, do you guys really see something getting done? Larry Kudlow came out today and talked about, we're going to have stimulus checks and we're going to cut the checks right away, and you're going to, it's going to be in your pocket next week. It's preposterous, because Nancy Pelosi is in a completely different realm right now with her 25th Amendment stuff that she's talking about. So, anyways, let's see. No, 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 no. Anybody have any questions? Text from anybody real quick? Okay. You know, Rainier, here's the thing. Remember last time? I mean, they really jammed stimulus. It's going to go quick. Um, I just don't see, they were in a desperate state to get things done. And then once it got done, it just became completely partisan, which is sad because, again, my channel is literally divided down the middle of both sides. I got emails, you guys leave me comments, you send me private messages. I get it. Okay. But right now, I mean, so many people are hurting right now. And here in Southern California, with the rent moratorium that's going to be lifted, and the evictions and the retail apocalypse that is going on right now, I mean, it is abysmal. It's just a mess right now. So no good loans in Wisconsin. That's the other thing. Somebody sent me a message about loans and doing funding, different funding options, and in addition to the grants, different credit cards, different loans. We're going to work on all that stuff too for you guys. So I've got a lot of cool stuff coming up, and here's the thing, Jerry. The credit, what are you trying to do, Jerry? What kind of business are you trying to start? Do you need, an office? Do you need to rent a huge place, or are you just trying to get something going? There's a lot of cool, things that you can start with nothing. Plus, look at some of these startup grants. In your area, if you look at all the stuff that I posted in yesterday's video, there's a lot of startup opportunities there. There's funding for a food truck on that thing. That is cool stuff. If you have a business plan and you have a program and you have a chef and you guys have something that you want to do, you can have a food truck and they'll fund it. So, I mean, it's pretty cool stuff. So that way, it's good to see. Here's the thing. I keep getting messages from people talking about, hey, they want this form that releases my tax returns and they want to know about the bad credit. Do not shy away from, your credit. Explain this to them. Pull your credit report and find out if your credit was bad in January, or if if you haven't paid your bills in 10 years and you're not kidding anybody, the answer to these questions. But be able to explain what the situation was. I was starting the business, I'm behind, and if we had this money, we could do this. The SBA is so behind and they're so desperate to give these loans out. If they're asking for you to verify the tax return, that's a good thing, guys. You gave them numbers, general numbers on your business. They want to verify that the tax return is going to match that, and they just get access to that, and you get it released. It's not like, everybody thinks that they can just pull your tax return. You have to authorize that. And once you do that, then if it verifies and matches, then, you're probably going to get a loan offer. And again, if the loan is not enough, go back and say, hey, I need this, I need that, and this is what we're going to use it for. My Jersey County, about 10,000 on a little shots. I'm going to check it out tomorrow. Now, okay, there hasn't been an update with the EIDL program is open right now for loans. They're months behind right now. And when the program was started, the program was designed so that you would get, if you were number one and number two and number three, they would go in order. Then they stopped doing that. It's just it's all over the place. They've hired outside contractors, which they never told us they were going to do. So you have strangers looking at your different information. So I don't know if there's been any identity theft. I don't know anything like that. But the grant program ended, and they finally stopped the grant program without additional funding. But the EIDL funding, they have so much money left over to give EIDL loans, and the loan amount, the average loan amount keeps dropping because they're making these tiny loans. I heard of one person that had a loan at like 198,000. I have not heard of anybody that has a $700,000 EIDL loan, even before they changed it back to 150. They need to raise the loan amount to the $2 million, and they also need to open the grant program back up. If they're going to lie to us and tell us that it's per employee, which it doesn't say that on there, then so be it. But if some of you got $1,000, it would be better than getting nothing, which I think is preposterous because it's awful that they did this to so many people. The ideal is figured on 3 months consideration. You know what? Here's the thing. Javita Carranza went to the Senate subcommittee on small business and entrepreneurship and said, the program is designed, and I put this in the video that, from a month and a half ago, to give people 6 months operating capital. Well, guys, if you have a $200,000 a year business, 6 months operating capital is $100,000. So that's what it should be. And people, if you're an Uber driver and you make $3,000 a month, it's different. But don't be afraid to ask for this stuff because they were instructed to make lower loan amounts, and it's not fair. It's ridiculous. So, anything we can do to speed it up. You know what, Miko, call them. I would call them twice a week because when I was in reconsideration, it was back and forth, back and forth. And see, here's the thing. When I was denied for the loan, I was furious. I mean, I called again. I didn't call the 800 number. I called the people I know there and said, "You'll never speak at one of my events again." And this is preposterous. I'm promoting the SBA to the world, and I can't get a loan. This is complete nonsense. And I didn't say it that way. I said it another way. And so, we'll do everything we can. Certain people have no authority to do certain things. And if you call them, they are pulling applications out and they are going through, but make sure if you send reconsideration, just, hey, I really need this money desperately for my business is not going to do it. You need to have a good reason. The more the better. And again, these people are idiots that are looking at these applications. Some of these people have no clue what you're selling. And you can sit there and go, what does that mean? But I mean, I know people in the home improvement industry that went and were talking about, patio covers and things like that went for reconsideration. They were thinking it was a wood cover. No, we do aluminum here in California. Here's what it looks like. Send them pictures of what you sell and make it simple, clear, and concise. But someone's going to look at this. The SBA also told me that they're responsible when somebody gets to the loan office, that they're responsible for writing 4 loans an hour, which there's so many applications backlog. There's months of work for them to do right now. And that's why they finally had to send it out to other people. So super great show. Thank you. Oh, Jimmy B. Jimmy B is in the house. I've done the sidewalk for years. Yeah, see, okay, Jerry, here's the thing. Okay, the trades, handyman. See, I grew up in the construction business. The cool thing about this is you don't need a lot of money to get started in the trades. You need a truck, you need tools, and you need to go out in a way to advertise, whether it's signs on the side of your truck or flyers. But that's an inexpensive way to get going. And, do good work. When you go out there, set up a Facebook page, set up a Pinterest page. If you guys, you should be on TikTok right now. It's a great way to make those 59-second videos to share to the world. And once you get to a certain amount of subscribers, you can have links for your business. But, every single one of you can have your Facebook page. You could, whatever county you're in, you can have a Facebook page, talking about the Small Business Association of, Decatur County or wherever you're at. And the cool thing with that is then you can have other businesses sign up for free and join it. And then you're a business expert. You can have them get email addresses, things like that. But anything that you do as far as, and this was the conversation I had with my brother today, and it was anything you do service-wise that you're selling and you install, you need to be customer service oriented in everything. Thank your customer and spend a little time, either writing a note after the job is done and wishing them well and telling them everything you do and remind them of what you do. And people appreciate that. People appreciate, people don't hear thank you enough. Funding for businesses. Jimmy. Yeah, exactly. Jimmy B brought up a good point. We're going to do, I'm going to start bringing up additional funding because That's the one thing that people have been asking for. They've been asking for more alternative funding, funding to start a business, credit, different loans. And that's the other thing. If you guys need loans, look at different alternative financing. And the problem with it is some of these people get desperate and they do stupid things. And what I mean by that is there are financing with very high interest rates, loans that take money out of your checking account every day, to pay it back. That's a foolish way to do it. Really, if you do a lot of credit card business, look at like a PayPal working capital loan, because that is dynamite. You can go out based on your sales. They will, they will make you a loan offer, and then you can dictate, I want to pay back 10%. I want to pay back 20%. I want to pay back 30% per transaction. And you pay them nothing until you sell something. That's a great loan. But again, what's the fee going to be? How much are you going to get? Is it going to strap the company? And, if you took out 30%, is that going to destroy your profit margin so that you can't make any money going forward? Things like that need to be worked on. The simpler, Katie brought up a good point with the SBA. Here's the thing. If I had a trivia question for everybody a couple weeks ago to say, hey, who is handling PPP forgiveness? I thought it was the Treasury Department. I thought it was the IRS. And I come to find out it's the SBA. And then the SBA says, yeah, we're so backed up. It's us. We got to take care of this. It's a mess. It's absolutely backed up. And I don't know, how many have been forgiven. But when I did my video 2 weeks ago about this, there's 92,000 applications and none of them have been forgiven yet. So if you sent your application to be forgiven today, there's 92,000 people in front of you right now. So that's crazy. Third submittal. You know what? Here's the thing. If you are denied an EIDL loan, you can go back a second time. If you're denied again, you go back a third time, which I think is the best time, because they don't tell you this, but the SBA told me this directly, is that you get in front of a loan committee where, I don't know what a committee means. Is it 3 people? Is it 8 people? Maybe it's 2, whatever, but it's a committee of live individuals. It's not an algorithm. The original EIDL application that you submitted, an AI program determined if you were worthy of a loan or not. So tragic, horrible. It was a mess. Okay. And now to come to find out, that we had 4 million applications. No, they had 16 million applications for the EIDL program. So it's a mess. Okay. RLG, they sent me an offer. Okay. Now here's the thing. When you get a loan offer, look at the loan offer. And here's the other thing right now. If I got $5 right now in one of these programs, I wouldn't spend it. And, I got people, I have access to a lot of cool people in my life, but one of them is the most frugal person I've ever met in my life. And he's just, I'm telling you, if, he can turn, $22 out of 20, just amazing. But right now, don't spend any money. Don't do anything until you know what's going to happen, because is your industry going to survive this? Is there going to be loan forgiveness? Is there not going to be loan forgiveness? How are you going to advertise in 2021? We just had this conversation today. I have the marketing event on the 26th. We've got a Christmas thing that we do every year that's on December 7th. And then January 25th, 2021. That right now is 100% virtual because of California. And the cool thing is we're going to have a week-long event now. We're going to call it it's going to be a virtual MedTech week. And I'll have announcements for you guys on that stuff. So pay your income tax with EIDL. Seriously, I would ask my accountant that. God, I don't know if you can do that. I don't think you can do that. Okay. But again, I'm not the right person to, that's the one thing is have your accountant engaged, ask them those questions, because the EIDL, here's the thing that I get a kick out of. It's working capital. Okay. If I went to a bank and borrowed working capital, they wouldn't sit there and go, hey, what are you going to spend it on? Oh, I'm going to spend it on Facebook ads. I'm going to buy a new truck. I'm going to buy that. And they wouldn't care. But the EIDL has certain restrictions on it. So again, ask them. You don't want them to turn the loans in, to call the loan in, because one thing that's going to happen that you're going to have some satisfaction of your competitors and the people that lied is that they're starting to compare the number of people in your applications with what these people actually filed their taxes with. So the people that lied and said, I have 150 employees, they're going to be in huge trouble. So you're going to see a lot of that. Getting the loan officer documents, getting approval so I can go straight to the fund approval. Great. That's excellent. She emailed me today and said she was going to approve the loan. Excellent. Has anybody else called the SBA and got their loan moving faster instead of sitting in the queue for months? Again, Miko, call them. Ask, do not talk to a receptionist. You need a tier 2 loan officer. I need to speak to somebody. Hi, I have been approved, or I'm in reconsideration. I need an answer on this. And I want to find out with my reconsideration if there's anything else that's missing. And also leave it for that little tiny, oh, wow, well, it's not, we haven't made a decision yet, but we want to know what this, and this is. So ask questions, call them, move it forward. July, denied, back and forth, and recently submitted. Okay, see, Mia, that's great, Mia, because that they don't ask you for your tax returns and for these documents because they're going to deny you. They want to approve you. And again, send a letter along with that. Or if you just sent the documents back, fine. But I would send a letter to, hey, here's what the money's going to be used for, and here's why I need it. Here's one thing that hasn't been totally vetted yet, and that is that certain industries they want to lend the money to, and certain industries they don't, and which is maddening to me. Why is a disaster loan based on your credit? That's criminal as far as I'm concerned. If you are in the path of hurricane, whatever the latest one is, Dusty, or whatever that Dora, whatever the hurricane is that's going to blast through Louisiana this weekend, why is that different than the pandemic? It's not. But those people, not this week, but next week, the following week, will have money available to them for their businesses to reopen. And that is, it's needed. They deserve it, but it's not fair that you guys didn't get it. How can I get a ticket to the marketing conference? Okay, marketing conference is worldmarketingexpo.com, worldmarketingexpo.com. And the discount code is the name of the channel, iAllegedly. Spell it out just like it says, IALLEGEDY, allegedly, LY, pardon me. And if you press apply, the discount code will be for free. There's 300 tickets, and as of this morning, there were 60 some of the free tickets available. So guys, that's, I normally get $299 for that conference, and it's $99 this year, and you guys have free tickets. So again, we've got really cool people that are going to speak at this thing. We've got a guy that does local marketing, how to get your business, on the first page of Google, all these tips and tricks that they're going to do, TikTok, inbound marketing, email marketing, Twitter, Facebook. We got a bunch of cool people that are there, and it'll be free for you guys. So check it out, sign up for it, fill everything out, click the box on it that says you want that you want an email. We're not going to spam you, but it's designed so that you can get an email for the live stream. It's all live, and the 26th. It's going to go from 9 o'clock until 3 o'clock California time. World Marketing Conference. Can I get a free ticket? Jimmy, it's World Marketing Expo. World Marketing Expo. Okay, Jerry. Here's the thing. If one of these, and again, SB 4227, 4167, if any of these come through, one thing that people have been pushing for is the $50,000 and the $10,000 grant extension and funding everybody. If someone got 4227 goes through and you've already been given the grant, then the way that this is written is that you would get the remaining amount of the grant. If you were given 2,000, you get $8,000 back. If you were given 1,000, so be it. You get the 9,000. But again, if you feel that you could be benefited from the loan, I know a guy that has the worst credit. Okay, low 500s that got an EIDL loan. Under $10,000, but he got an EIDL loan, and it's insane because it makes no sense. So business. And again, the verification, here's the thing, guys. It has been a fraud festival with EIDL and the PPP loans. These guys, they did self verification. If you guys, I got a few years on a lot of people on my channel, but if you guys remember the liar loans with real estate here in California, you could have any job, walk in and say, I make $250,000 a year. They would give you a loan to buy a house. And it destroyed the housing market. Well, that's what they did with these PPP loans and EIDL loans. Now, somebody in the SBA and these different governmental agencies are starting to say, wait a second, who are these people that got all this money? Let us verify this. This is where people are going to go to jail because people have gotten multiple PPP loans that shouldn't have gotten them. The stuff that, I won't bore you guys with this stuff every time you click on one of my videos, but it is crazy what some of these people have done. And they borrow $500,000. And think they're just going to fill out a form and get it forgiven. People are going to be shocked to find out what's going to happen to them. Okay. PPP loan was $600. Now, here's the thing. That's something that should be forgiven immediately. And again, I don't know what type of service company that you do that you only got $600, but and again, people couldn't qualify for PPP. People don't have employees. So, I did something with, showed you guys a link through Cabbage that people were getting approved through. That was pretty cool. And again, some people didn't make enough money in 2019. Hopefully, they're going to extend PPP with a new program. And with the new PPP loan, they're going to have, this is the thing that I laugh about is they said, hey, if your business has suffered 25% less sales, God, name one business that has not taken a hit during this time. The only one I can think of right now that's not is the mover. And my brother told me that McDonald's had killed it with their last quarterly earnings because of the drive-through and their dollar menu and the, all that stuff. I really appreciate a lot of sharing information. You got it, Mia. Send me reconsideration. Connect all the info. 1 month ago, they asked me for my tax info. Sent it, waiting for the grant. Is there anything else I should do for reconsideration? I don't know if it's Terica or Teresa. Terica Hood. I call them. You guys, these are hi. What is the status of this? I knew a friend who this guy's loaded. He's helped a lot of businesses raise money, and they sent him a letter saying, hey, if you don't take your EIDL loan, we're going to cancel it. And he reaches out and they don't have the loan amount for him. They don't know how much it is, but he's been approved for a loan. It's been 3 weeks now with that. Now, the troubling thing about that was if you saw one of my videos from last week, there's a woman in Nashville that wakes up and gets a letter from the SBA saying, you've been approved and your funding went through for your loan. Here's your loan number. Woman's never owned a business, never filled out an application, total victim of identity theft to the tune of 45 grand. Now, here's the worst thing is she calls the SBA. They said, tough, you owe the money. So, I can't wait to see how that's going to, be worked out. It wasn't enough. See, again, when you go, RLG, when you go to the PPP lenders, use an alternative lender. This is what you hope for. We hope in a perfect world that they're going to fund additional funding for PPP and EIDL, but you hope that it gets sent away from the SBA and goes to banks, the fintech companies, the finance companies, the smaller lenders, the PayPals of the world, the Cabbage, people like that. The blue, whatever the blue financing was. Now it's not Bluehost, but something like that. Those guys were writing loans left and right. And, the SBA would say, hey, have them go to these fintech companies because they actively want to make loans. Now, they get commissions and all that stuff, but that's who you want to deal with. And if you have little sales, that's who you want. Now, here's the thing. If your business is grossed under 100 grand, you're not going to get a $40,000 loan. They're going to base it on, what they think your payroll was and what you can pay back. Because here's the thing. Yes, it can be forgiven, but a lot of these loans, people are going to start making payments on. So, okay, cool. Erica found one grant, and happy Halloween. Again, RLG, one bank. Banks, here's the thing. The PPP program stopped August 8th. If they reopen it, you want to go to the smallest bank you can. Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Citibank, JP Morgan. Those guys, I mean, they're taking care of their friends first. They don't even want to mess with these things. You want to go to the smallest online bank that you can if you're an individual. That's the advantage to that. So, a couple of things. Let me just do this. Bear with me, guys. Sure, that is good. Okay, that's the discount code. I mean, the discount code is this. Enter that. Okay. The iAllegedly discount code. When you go to the site, it'll say what's the discount code. You push in the discount code and press apply, and then it makes the whole thing free. So check that out. It's again, you guys, this is expanded because of the channel. I have got 21,500 connections on LinkedIn. I get a lot of traffic to the main website, but this whole thing with the marketing and what my background is, I grew up in construction, was in the entertainment industry, I was a screenwriter, written, reality pilots and got into the medical and tech space. I love this space. But with the SBA and with COVID, it's made everybody and their brother say, hey, I need marketing help and I need this. So that's why the conference was expanded to cover everything. But take a look at this. I don't care how old you are. If you're young, you're old, take a look at this. You need to learn social media. You need to understand it. And if you have somebody young that works for you, if you're lucky enough to have employees, have them attend this thing because they'll be an expert by the end of the day. You'll have all these different tips and tricks, and it'll cost you nothing. So take a look at that. I already entered for it. So true. Now, PPP, here's the other thing is the grants. If you have a business, a service company or something like that, and you deal with the public, they have different grants for the PPP, PPE, personal protective equipment. Look at what these grants are for. I found, there's a Utah grant that I found that would pay rent, would give you money for utilities, money for a deposit for $2,000 a month. That is fantastic between now and the end of the year, October, November, and December. If you live in Utah, go look at that one back grant. That is dynamite. That is, I mean, people are hurting, and that will pay they'll pay bills. It will help people. The other thing is if you're a landlord and you've got people that are not paying you, look at some of these grants that you can refer people. And like I said in my video yesterday, there's people that sell pizza and landlords sell rent, and people get upset when this guy's mean to me and he's terrible. He is. He's you can't walk into a restaurant and eat every day for a week and then not pay them. It just won't happen. So again, trying times. People have lost their jobs. Businesses are done. This thing is if in March, if we talked about this and said, hey, we're going to be dealing with this in October before the election, you guys would think I was crazy because this should have been solved by now. At least that's what most people think. So still going on. I think that we're in the, about the third inning of this thing right now. I don't think it's anywhere near being done. You've got the NFL getting affected by this now, and it's going to be an interesting weekend for football. I'll tell you that, with all these different teams getting affected and games getting canceled and things like that. So let's wait and see. Yeah, thanks, Jimmy. Yeah, okay. Here's the thing: the marketing conference. Um, it's when you have a hotel and you have food and you feed everybody and people need to get a hotel room climate, things are more expensive. This is $99. And again, I gave out 300 free tickets that people are, I haven't used it yet. Guys, I'm telling you, when that's done, they're gone because the thing needs to sell tickets and it will sell tickets. But take advantage of this. We've got some dynamite speakers. The woman today I'm just thrilled about because her whole thing is to do quick email programs and quick email setup and how to do a 15-minute email marketing campaign. And if anybody's ever written an email campaign, it just takes hours. This woman's thing is quick, concise, clear, fast, and she's just really, really talented. So, anybody else? How do you guys feel about stimulus? How do you feel about, it's not going to happen, it's going to happen, piecemeal thing? When I did the 5-point plan, I think it's been about 2 weeks now. I put that together on all the different scenarios of what could happen. And I was really proud of myself because it all came true. But here's the thing, when the House came up with their plan, and I thought, God, just get his approval, and it'll go straight to, we'll go straight to getting this thing signed off. And then they didn't. And then I know, you can blame him, you can blame her, whatever, but it's a mess. And people that are on the pandemic unemployment, to get that $300 a week, so many people are getting it, some are not getting it. And I've had friends, people from around the country, I got it for 2 weeks, now I'm not getting it. I'm getting it. I got 3 back weeks. A woman called me last night to tell me that it's a little bit of everything. So I personally don't know how they could get anything approved right now. I just don't. It's just, this is like, when you were in high school and you had that one family that was just such a dysfunctional mess. And they were crazy. They'd show up at the football games. They'd fight. Somebody'd be drunk. Somebody'd be a mess. That's our politicians right now, man. They're just a complete dysfunctional mess on both sides. And it's just so crazy back and forth. So I'm sure I'm going to get nailed for that. Happen after all. Yeah, Joseph. I mean, it's sad. Here's the thing, guys. Again, you may sit there. I know there are people out there that are hurting really bad. But again, if you want, you're going to have to market yourself, and you've got to have a plan right now to move forward. And you know, I talked to everybody. I spoke to a friend of mine that is a licensing agent and does licensing of products last night, and how certain areas of his business are dead, just completely, absolutely shockingly dead. So, anyways, um, but the one thing that I turned him on to is that he came from the entertainment industry. And 3 months ago, I said, you've got to go back. You have to go back and start looking at, marketing movies and marketing different things. And he just signed a deal where they're going to make Hotel Transylvania, 40, whatever that is. I think it's 3. He's doing gummy bears and all this gummy candies and the figures of the characters that are going to be licensed for that. So you guys will have candy from that. So isn't that good? Something will pass this time. And again, guys, this is just, when do we get upset? Because I'm furious right now. I think it's terrible that the rent moratoriums are in limbo. The student loans, they're on, they're off, you know, um, last week, I heard about all the evictions in New York, how they were back on, and there were thousands of evictions. And I'm thinking, these poor people, where do people go? But then when you look at the real estate market, there's 13,000 apartments or 14,000 apartments that are vacant. And you know, I've been to New York. Okay, it's great to visit. I don't like living like that. I couldn't imagine living like that. I'd like to be able to drive down to the beach or go run out at the park, and just have it be readily accessible. So it's a different way of living. And these people that, when you just look at some of these areas on Grand Central Station, across the street from them, all the retail establishments are dead. I mean, there are just so many places that are vacant down there. And do you guys really think they're going to flip a switch and all that's going to come back? Because I don't believe it for a second. Yeah. Let's see. Do you think the Lakers will? The Lakers gave back, Jimmy B. The Lakers gave back their PPP money. But see, again, guys, see how preposterous that is. The Lakers got PPP money. The banks went to their large clients and, hey, you guys will never have to pay this back. It's government funding. Let us give you a loan. Those are the last people on the planet. What's it, a $6 billion franchise that got 4 billion, whatever they are. It just got a PPP loan. Into Bakes. Okay, here's the thing. Bakes, what area of the country are you in? The musician, as a musician, you got a small EIDL loan. Okay, congratulations on that. I wonder if did you get the grant? And okay, San Diego. Hey, Bakes, are you affected by that? Do you ever play live music in clubs or anything like that? Can you uh, play and get paid right now? Bakes got a $1,000 grant. See, here in California, they passed this law that made a lot of different jobs to where you can't be a 1099 employee. Did you, okay, political, did you punch? Did you press apply on the code? Press apply, press the code in and press apply. But here's the thing they did in California, which is crazy. If you have a job, they determined that certain people were not 1099, gig workers. They were employees of the establishment. Musicians were one of them. Writers were one of them. So you had a lot of people that were doing writing gigs for blogs and different online news agencies, and they couldn't write for them anymore because they limited the number of writing assignments. And you can't perform concerts or shows anywhere since there's no live events. Okay, Bakes. But here's the thing. Here in Orange County, what's crazy is these bars and restaurants have set up outside and they'll have live music and have these guys play out there, but they determine that these guys have to be employees of the establishment, and it's created a real tax, uh, you know, um, it's created a real mess for them. And there's a ballot proposition here in California to get rid of that. And they also said that Uber and Lyft drivers were going to be listed as employees or non-employees, and they want them to be gig workers. So we'll see what happens with all that. But again, people need to. People, I know people, some of them that had 4 and 5 jobs, and they need, that. That's bull. It is bull. It's horrible. But again, we get to vote on it, and the politicians are doing that. So, um, as far as the grants around the country, look at the last video I just posted. That's got a lot of resources. If you know of anybody that can't pay rent or is looking for, utility money, a law professor friend who turned me on to different things here in Orange County. It's a higher end county, but they have, you know, um, assistance programs for people to pay their utility bills. And you go in there, you fill out a few forms, and they will pay the past utility bills, which is very cool. There's people that are in the threat of losing that. Sound engineer, studio band member. I'm with you guys. We were screwed. Yeah, it's just okay, JT. What makes some states back pay for unemployment? Here's the thing: the back pay and the unemployment here in California, when this thing was originally started, they went to back as early as I believe it was either February 1st that you could go back to, and basically a lot of people were shut down by then because um, as as the pandemic grew, you had a lot of industries shut down. And basically, when you apply for the PUA, you need to tell them when your business was shut down. And if, for example, if you use the wrong date, let's say you put in the date of like, hey, my application date is July 5th, but you haven't been working for 3 months prior to that, you can go back. The online systems are better here in California because of the extensive fraud that they had here. I think it's reopened this week, but they had a 2-week moratorium for this because there were tons of stories here where people were just it was sad. I mean, there would be the same house that would have 24 people working at it. And they just sent these debit cards out and people were getting this money. It's canceled opening up. Really happened in LA still. See, it's the Bakes. That's the thing. It's just, it's terrible because, in San Diego, you've got, I drove down there last weekend. The restrictions are less in San Diego than they are here in Orange County, but still, they're not having live events. And that's the other thing. One of the meetings I had today was a company that, Dan, we've got the greatest problem solver for your business. We have a digital portal that when people walk into your live event, we're going to be able to take their temperature. They're going to sign in. They won't talk to anybody. Man, that is catastrophic. Can you imagine walking in anywhere where we take your temperature, you don't speak to anybody, you get your badge printed from this digital portal, and then you go in? Now, I'm telling you guys, it's going to open up so many lawsuits. I don't know how I can have insurance for this. I don't know how I can make people fly in. I brag about the fact that I have these medical conferences and have 20 countries fly in sometimes for one day. And there's no way in hell that's going to happen. And I don't even know how you could insure that. But they're selling these kiosks like it's going to be the thing that's going to solve everything. It's a mess. It's an absolute mess. That's why the marketing conference online, you get to sit in your house. You can have 20 people around you and watch this thing and learn all this stuff. You talk about the videos are fantastic, everyone. Yeah, that's the other thing is Jimmy B, AAA, Jimmy B, brought up a good point. The grants, here's the thing, go back and a lot of these grant programs that are out there, the grant program ended on September 15th. You'd be surprised how many of these, they start going through the applications and they just get the stack. They get 300 applications. Then they start weeding them out and they throw out 60 of them. And there's money left over. That's the Arizona one. So go back and look at these and look at those videos and spend some time on that because you'd be shocked at how many of these grants are open. Then they have round 2, round 3. Riverside, California. I'm in Orange County. We're connected to Riverside and San Bernardino counties. Riverside County has some great grant programs for people to get money for their business. But I think they're on round 3 right now of that, giving $10,000 a whack to businesses that were affected. And you don't have to have the office. You can be a consultant and get this money. So take a look at that stuff. Filed in Kentucky months ago. She's not received a dime. Can't get her on the phone. See, that's the thing. Shannon, here's the thing. I had a friend who filled out her application the same day as 3 other people because I helped all 3 of them do it for the unemployment. And she never got anything. She called her state assemblyman who got on the phone with them. And lo and behold, it was approved 2 days later. So that's why you call your politicians. Call your congressmen. Call them. You will get a secretary. You will get somebody working there, but they want your vote. And ask for the help because they'll get that money. But I have been out of work since this date, and I need this. And it does work. I was living. Again, Sarah, I don't know who's having live events right now. I mean, I don't know how it's going to happen. The online events are great, but I mean, I live here in Orange County. I have a January medical conference. The last year, we made a video where my friend and I were running on the pier. So I run every Sunday out from Newport Beach to Balboa, and we made a video where, hey, is it cold where you're at? You should come to MedTech Monday. And people were like, oh my God, it's 30 degrees today. And you guys are out in your shorts running on the beach. So that's cool. But you don't have that. All these medical conferences, JP Morgan, I've been to the last 5 years for their conference. That's going to be canceled. There's no way they're going to have that in San Francisco. Plus, I don't know if I'd go to San Francisco right now. If you guys ever want to do a horror story video, I could tell you about San Francisco. It was horrible last time I went there, how dirty it was and everything else. I said, never give up. All right. Take no for an answer. Yeah, that's the other thing is, Jimmy B keeps throwing all these things at me. And that, guys, the grant programs for your city, for your county, for your state. Clear your cache on your, on your iPad, on your computer, and start searching. Go to the different search engines. Go to Yahoo. Go to Google. Go to DuckDuckGo and search for this stuff, because you'll be surprised. And also, don't just look at the first page. It's best to do it on a laptop or a tablet, um, iPad, or an Android tablet. It really is, because you just get better results than from your cell phone. If you have a cell phone only, you got to work with that. But try to get yourself on those things, because you can get more action from it. Yeah, and see, that's the other thing is live streaming. Live streaming is going to be huge right now. And, we've got some announcements for the event that's going to be coming up there. But really appreciate you. Thanks, Shannon. I appreciate you guys too. I really, don't forget iAllegedly at gmail.com. The when you go to apply, I'm going to do this right now because somebody said it's full, and I don't believe it's, unless we had 60 some people fill it out in the last hour. Let's do this together, shall we? Sorry for the silence, guys. I'm a slow typer. Go down, press the $99 thing. Take you to registration. Click on it again if you don't want to read all that stuff. Enter the code. What? Oh, that code is not valid. Maybe, wow. Maybe, guys, we had 60 some people fill out today. So I'll probably throw another 25 or something for you guys for that. So email me if you want to attend. iAllegedly at gmail.com. And yeah, it's literally, when I started this morning, there were 64 spots. Clearly, we used them all up. Oh, but it worked. Okay, there's still tickets left, guys. iAllegedly. Thank you, JT. I had to put it in twice too. It is still working. So, guys, there were 300 tickets. It's 30 grand worth of tickets. Hello, okay. Again, I mean this. We have the email list. If you go in the videos, uh, I'm an idiot, and when I sent the first email out, I had made the video private, so some people unsubscribed from that. But we don't send you guys out anything. I don't care about the code. Yeah, just pay the $99, Jimmy. Thank you, Lisa. Lisa's going to be there. Guys, I appreciate everything. I really do. Good luck. When you guys are searching for the grants, look at grants in my city. You'd be surprised. Look at, these different government groups. The video from yesterday was so cool because I found all these different great resources of different things. And mine work. Thank you. We're in the Bay Area. Yeah, I've got people. Um, you know, here's the thing, Rose. You know, I okay, that JP Morgan conference in January, it's all downtown in the financial district. JP Morgan, I've only known two people in my entire life that have gone to that conference, but there are 12 satellite conferences around that conference, and they have all these mixers. You know, I've had nights when I've gone to 12 mixers in one night for that JP Morgan conference. This last year was so, I mean, it was, the homelessness had just escalated. San Francisco was so bad. I mean, wasn't raining this time for the first time in years, but we did not want to walk 2 blocks without hopping into a car because it was so unsafe. So, you know, the code is iAllegedly. Punch it in. It's going to be all caps. This is the code. It'll go all caps when you punch it in. Punch it in, press apply. If it doesn't work, try it again. Miko pointed that out, that it took me twice and it's still available right now. So there were 300 free tickets for that. So, this whole thing's a mess with the stimulus. Um, you know, I gotten some mail about people talking about the $50,000 grants proposal and the $25,000 grant proposal. You guys, I don't want to sit there and give you guys fluff or hope or nonsense. I mean, there's a B word that I don't know if I can say on a live stream or not, but it's just absolute nonsense. You don't want to do that if if it's not going to come to fruition. And again, it just, people rely on this stuff. And even the stimulus, Larry Kudlow today talking about the stimulus program and how we're going to get stimulus checks out, and we're going to have this, we're going to have unemployment, and I don't believe any of that's going to come through until Trump and Pelosi tango and hug, and I don't think that that's going to happen anytime soon. So kind of waiting. Here's the thing, abstract. You've got to, call them. I would. I'm telling you, these people, you're 16 million applications, and you're in that stack for the reconsideration. If the money is going to make a difference and the money is going to solve things, and again, I'm telling you guys, this is it's not Dave Ramsey advice, because that guy is pay everybody and whittle it down. I'm telling you guys, if you're going to borrow $50,000 to pay bills off, and it's not going to get your business to move forward to where you're going to eat, pay your bills, pay the light bill, and move forward, why do it? Why borrow that money? Okay. And I'm telling you right now, because there will be other opportunities, there will be other things that will come up, and you have to be wise with this stuff. And if you owe people money right now, get on the phone with them and work things out with them, whether it be suppliers. I had, I had a client that called me about a week and a half ago and owed, a supplier a bunch of money. And I said, you know what? Tell them you're not going to pay them. Tell them you're going to stop paying them on the credit line that you have with them, and you're going to go on COD from today forward, and you're going to pay them 10% on the invoice towards everything else. Can you afford that? Oh my God, if he would agree to that, it'd be fine. He had no choice but to agree to that. And you know what he did? He took the money that he was going to send them that wouldn't have been enough to pay it all off, and he has it in the bank right now. So get creative. And again, no is an answer. Okay, bye. Will you accept this deal? No. Okay. How about this one? No. Okay. Just, it doesn't hurt to ask. You're definitely one of the good guys. Thank you. I appreciate it, guys. I really do. I love doing this. This channel, I came, we were going to do this a while ago, and I love the research, but man, my heart goes out to so many of you that have been just destroyed during this time. And, again, in March, when this all happened, I had a mixer on March 16th. It took me 2 years to get into this one medical facility, okay, overlooking a place called Fashion Islands, beautiful shopping center in Newport Beach. And it's owned by 6 hospitals that nobody's supposed to know that the 6 hospitals own this place. We were going to have my first mixer there, 100 people that were going to go to this place. And man, it was just great. And they shut the state down the day before that. So it just, it changed. And then I thought, well, I can never have a mixer again. My Christmas party, you guys, was insane. I had 255 people at my last year's Christmas party. And, it when you have a conference, you have certain executives that are too important. If you ask them to show up at things like that, but you have tacos, beers, and, food. And for a couple hours, they'll show up for stuff like that. But to build that, oh, damn, we should do all your events next year. Thank you. You should. Now that we've shifted everything to online, and I thought, God, is this going to work? Are people going to show up? I mean, we do some cool stuff to get people's phone to ring from these events. So you guys are going to love it. Marketing conference. Yeah, gold and silver. We do a lot. I've heard a lot of people talking about stacking silver and stacking gold and being prepared for this. I'm not a cryptocurrency guy. I don't understand it the way I should. Okay. I have I own a lot of domain names, and um, I bought a lot of things that are in the crypto realm that I've sold, and people that are smarter than me can utilize to go market their companies. But I really think if you guys are looking for a safe investment, silver stacking is very cool. You can buy silver very inexpensively. Go to a pawn shop. You can spend 25 bucks a week on it and buy an ounce of silver, and that is as they say, God's currency. It's going to be always be worth something. And gold almost $2,000 an ounce. It's expensive, but silver, man, it's cheap, and everybody's always going to need it. So I will do some of that stuff too. And don't give up. Exactly. Here's the thing, Sarah. Um, I've been up and down in business, and I've had, credit lines. I had a credit line from a bank. I had a guy from a bank, didn't know it was him. It was the president of the bank, call my business one day and say, "Hey, what is a blank that I sold back then? And why am I in that business?" And I asked him what kind of an effing idiot that this was on the phone that didn't know what that was. Well, that person was the president of the bank that had my credit line at the time. And needless to say, I told him that he was not very smart in so many ways. And why didn't he come the F down to my establishment and take a look at what we sold? And needless to say, that guy was there about 22 minutes later. He was in my office. And wow, you are the bank president. Oh, I've seen you in the corner over there. And needless to say, they start calling everybody's loans in about 2008. It was a wonderful time. But again, it makes you get creative when oh God, okay, we didn't get that done. We can pay them with the credit line. Then the credit line stops. So again, communication. Spoke to a landlord yesterday before I made that video. And one of the things he said, he goes, all I want from my tenants is communication, good and bad. Hi, thank you. Here's the rent. If something's up, he'd rather hear you're going to get it 3 days late than nothing. And then it's like, why is it late? And again, everybody's having a hard time right now. The only people doing well right now are movers. That's the only ones I can see. Yeah, Kate and NAA, I don't know what happened there. And she's an interesting person to say the least. I left my business. You know what? Okay. You know, here's the thing. It is crazy what they've turned people down for these EIDL loans. I'm utterly shocked, you guys, at um, the denials. You haven't suffered an economic loss. Who hasn't suffered an economic loss? I don't know of anybody that hasn't suffered an economic loss during this time. Smokehouse is here. You're not late. You just arrived. The party just got started. Smokehouse is here. Good, Joseph. You're gonna like it. The cool thing. You know, you guys, the denial of this stuff is like, man. Okay, you know, this is going to get you upset if you haven't heard this already. To be approved or denied through an AI program for a loan, is that just sickening? You know, when in March 28th, March 29th of this year, they were talking about the EIDL grant. Videos came out, Meet Kevin, all that stuff. And I'm sitting there going, okay, I'm going to apply for this thing. And you know, again, guys, I'm in the 28,000s. Person that I had, hey, you got to apply for this right now. She was less than an hour later, about 45 minutes later, we tried to figure out exactly. And she was 1,000 behind me. And then I had a family member. I said, hey, fill this out. And he was the next day, and he was like I think 2 or 3 thousand behind me. I had friends 3, 4 days later, 80,000, 100,000 behind me. And they told us if you were in the first 10,000, first million businesses, that they were going to get the $10,000. And then they changed it when they got what they told us was 4 million applications, which again, they just should have given everybody the 10 grand. It would have solved everything. But the bad thing is you never would have seen me because I wouldn't have been furious over all this stuff because I recommended to all my friends that they fill this thing out and I never would have started this channel. So there is some good that came out of it. Let me know if the Dodgers won last night. So they swept um, in Missouri. Hey, uh, Miel, me, Miel. Anyways, check out yesterday's video. You can search by state. It's very cool. Yeah. Well, here's the thing, guys. I get the good and bad sent to me. I get the good people that say, "Hey, this is good. What do you think of this? Is it real?" And then you get the people that are just the clickbait artists. You guys, again, I don't want to have, I'd love if my videos got, 3 million views. I'd love it if I was Meet Kevin and was making $300,000 a month making YouTube videos. But I also sit there and you guys ask questions. Is there a grant here? Is there something in Missouri? Again, I can't pronounce it. I'm sorry. Mowell, check out yesterday's video. You're going to be able to search on Missouri and be able to pull a myriad of things up. It's very cool. And, so guys, I hope everybody's well. I got my name right. Okay. Oh gosh, what else, guys? So I think stimulus is dead, guys. And again, what does that mean? Because this was the conversation with somebody else today. Um, you know, uh, if they put something together, does that mean we get it in November, December? Are they going to wait till after the election? I mean, I cannot believe that this dysfunctional crew on both sides is going to put together lunch because, I mean, I just don't see it happening. And it's only 3 weeks out. Karen, yeah. Really want to attend the conference. PUA. Terry Lynn, check it out. Go and you know what? Here's the thing. If you guys have applied and you haven't gotten an answer back, you know, I had a friend that inverted information, got it wrong, so it was just dead. Wrong address, things like that, street numbers, and couldn't verify things. That's a you're it happens all the time. EIDL loans, one of the can't verify the information is one of the top 3 reasons people get turned down. Business name is wrong. They don't have the banking information right. They don't have, your tax ID numbers wrong. I mean, stupidity. I mean, it happens to all of us. There's a very famous YouTuber who gets hundreds of thousands of views that turn people on to EIDL loan. That guy put his bank account number in the routing number spot and we don't know if he ever got the grant because he did it wrong, and all hell broke loose a week later. Exactly. Here's the thing: 1.8 trillion dollars. Guys, it's You hear these numbers, don't you guys feel it's kind of crazy that these no? I mean, think about this: $1 trillion. Okay, 1.4, 1.8 trillion dollars. But you know, again, they're talking about funding solar energy and funding cannabis and funding all this other stuff, this extraneous stuff, and then Trump says, I don't want to fund bad democratic states. It's like, God, come on. I mean, I don't even know. I mean, I know my state's considered democratic because of our governor and some of our politicians, but I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Tell me a state. I couldn't tell you which one was democratic over Republican. I don't know. Don't know the answer to that. And I just I just believe that we're all on the same team as small business people. We need resources. And Jimmy B keeps bringing this up, but I'm going to bring up, we're going to get additional funding. We're going to get additional credit cards that you guys can get, different alternative financing that you guys can get and use to fund the business. But again, I would tell my brother, I would tell my girlfriend, I would tell my best friend or my enemy, do not borrow 10 cents today if it is not going to propel your company. You don't want to owe anybody any money right now if you don't have to. Dan, I already owe people money. We're behind. Okay. And again, look at your company. Remember the dog boarding company in San Diego? That place, Bark Boulevard. I mean, that's very cool. Those guys, went from doing like 30 dogs a day down to 7. That's a simple problem to solve because you have people still spending money there. If you have a business that, as long as it's not at zero, then there's ways to get more people there. There really are. Look at that. You know, you know, and again, guys, I'm telling you, we could just talk politics and fight all day. Be awesome. But, look at what you can do to be an expert in your field. If you guys have done your industry for a few years, what can you pivot? What can you sell right now that people will buy? Um, you know, I was a writer, I was a screenwriter. I sold a movie that none of you have ever heard of. And, I'm going back to writing some ebooks and stuff for the marketing. And it's a great way to get people to the main website. And all these other people that I've talked to, I own all these domain names now for different ebooks that we're going to start selling and promoting. And again, I don't, you guys, I'm not selling anything to you guys. The whole idea with this is to get some advice and to get your phone to ring. I will have more funding sources, but look at what you can do to get your phone to ring. Look at what you can do that's free. I'm telling you, if you were a client or a family member, I would do everything I could to have you not spend a dollar on your advertising right now. And that's why I wanted to give out all those tickets to this conference, because you guys should have a Twitter account. Oh, you don't understand. I'm in biotech and we're above that. You're an idiot, because you should have a Twitter account. You should be on TikTok. You should be on that, all these different platforms, because you can make a video on YouTube. You could share it with all your different platforms. You should have a blog. I know a woman that became very ill, but her blog is what saved her business. She wrote all this free content, week after week after week of free content, didn't charge a dime for it. But the audience kept going back to it and kept reading everything because she did evergreen posts. She did things that didn't say, hey, the Dodgers just beat San Diego last night. So there was no date on anything. There was a date on the post, clearly, but it wasn't something where, hey, spring is here, it's time to study. She did bar prep. And this thing was crazy because she's had like 1.3 million views to the blog. But now, as a result of that, she can sell things to the blog, her classes, her books, everything. And time and again, that's what you guys should be doing. And that costs her nothing. Now, you may not be a prolific writer, but there are things out there now. There's AI programs that you can punch in different topics, and they will basically write you a 500-word essay that you can go in and verify and change and do that yourself. So we're going to start doing that. Stimulus next year. Yeah, see, this is the thing. You guys, small business right now needs funding. It's got to be, we don't just want Walmart and Target out there and no other stores. You want the little guy. You don't just want McDonald's out there as a restaurant choice. You want the food carts. We want these places out there that we can go and enjoy and be part of and it's just, small business is really important right now. So when you guys are searching for grants, look for grants in your own city. I live in a small town. There's only 25,000 people, right? Look at the county. Look at different governmental agencies. Call your city and ask them if they have any COVID or pandemic relief grants. And also switch the name up. Small business grant, COVID grant in your county. And that's the other thing is that, I sit there. People write me, and it's over 40 states now that people have written and asked me for. But that's why I did look at yesterday's video, because it's got, I don't care where you're at in the United States, you can get a grant option and find something in your area. And also, if you know of somebody hurting, I mean, you got friends or brothers or sisters or family members that aren't paying their rent, or they're really hurting, and they're doing the food lines and doing things like that. Look at those things, those programs that are out there, because they're available for people. And again, if you're a landlord, look at the stuff, give it to your tenants. Register for the conference, legit doctorate. Go to worldmarketingexpo.com. Worldmarketingexpo.com, and then use the discount code iAllegedly. Press apply. It may have to work twice. It's worked twice a couple times today. So guys, as I do the last 10 minutes, anything else you guys want, any questions, any marketing questions, look at things like Pinterest to build, to build an audience, to get traffic to your website. Look at things like forming your own Facebook group. I knew a woman that sold women's garments that was transferring to healthcare. She would set up affiliates, is what she called them, in different cities. If you bought something from her, hey, would you like to be, you know, um, my affiliate in Davenport, Iowa? Sure. She'd set up an affiliate page for them in Davenport, Iowa for her clothing. So she could write and she could share it with people. And all it did was make orders go back to her office. Okay. And again, that was free. It cost her nothing. So look at what you can do and not spend any money. People are desperate. When you get desperate, you get overwhelmed, and you need to take a step back. You need to tell people to back off too. If you owe anybody any money, hey, I'm not going to deal with this. I'll talk to you on a week from Thursday. Do it. And I've helped people. I've done those phone calls for people. I've done it for myself years ago. But also take time to work it out, and don't give, you owe your suppliers money, and you get a chunk of change. Oh, let's pay it off. Unless you're going to pay them off and have money to fund things and move forward, don't do it. Don't do it. I had to use it 5 times before it worked. Huh, interesting. I'll beat constant contact with a stick to find out why that is. But the site says, okay, World Marketing Expo. World Marketing Expo, not conference. WorldMarketingExpo.com. Okay, World Marketing Expo. And again, if you want, email me at iAllegedly at Gmail and join the email list. Click on the email list. You guys can get included with those things, and it just get you right to it. Again, silver's cool. Stacking silver's been a great way for people to hedge against what's about to happen. Joseph, the code worked the first time. Joseph's got the touch. Guys, 300 free tickets. There's going to be, there'll be hundreds of people on this thing. And when I start announcing some of these speakers next week, come Monday, when we start announcing these people, you're going to learn stuff for your business. Now, I don't care what you sell. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if oh, Dan, you don't understand. I'm a consultant. I deal with high-end clients. Oh, okay. It doesn't matter. You still need your phone to ring, and you still need the right clients to get there. And you should have a social media presence. And I don't care if you sell shoes or you're selling, a biotech product. You have to have this right now. And the problem with it, the thing that fascinates me is the smarter somebody is, the more difficult they are to understand how important guys like me are, because we get your phone to ring. But then, my brother sure has no problem asking me questions over and over again. Mine did too. LOL. Miko worked. Okay, guys. Keep looking for the grants. There's going to be small grants. The one grant I found yesterday for the minority groups, that thing was cool, for the $150,000 grant. Kaboom, man, that thing was great. Louisiana, again, take a look at yesterday's video, Southside Black Productions. Take a look at yesterday's video, because I assume Black Productions means that you're African American. I would look at that and you've got a minority grant application for up to $150,000 that you can apply for between now and the 15th. Take a look at that. It's awesome. You know, you know, um, the $50,000 grant, Jimmy. I just, you know, it was a proposal. Okay. I don't want to sit there, you guys, and say, hey, here's every proposal that's been presented. I mean, you guys tell me if you want that. I'll show you. I mean, it is insane. You guys are going to get $4,000 a month. You're going to get a free car, and you're going to get gasoline, and you're going to tell your boss to go shove it. It's crazy what these things are, and they're going to go nowhere. But the stimulus proposal, that one video that I've had friends, it's perform poorly, but it's the one my friends go, hey man, you're all right. That's exactly what happened. It is insane because without both sides getting together, you're going to get nothing. And now the weekend, if you get this, the Republicans came out now and said, here's what we're going to do. And then the news cycle is going to be how awful the Democrats are for not agreeing to this. And you guys, it's like we're five and we don't get it. We understand what's going to happen until they get together and they come up with the right figure. You're not going to get anything. And again, I don't think you're going to get anything soon. You can purchase the domain there. Yeah, again, I own so many domains, guys. I just with the biotech and medical and different space and different things that we're doing, it's domains. The best place to buy a domain name is definitely GoDaddy, because it's just so cheap, and they have really good customer service too. And I don't make any money on that. I should be an affiliate, but I don't have it. So, but again, simple one-page websites. There's a lot of cool stuff coming out. I'm going to wrap it up here in the next 5 minutes, guys. So any questions, any marketing questions, any email funding, any questions on supplier problems? Again, oh my God, Dan, we owe $300,000 and we've got 19 suppliers we owe money to. Okay, but don't get upset over it. Will your business be here in 6 months? That's the question to ask. Is it time for bankruptcy? Is that it? Is that the answer? Are you done? Are you guys going to go sell shoes now or something else? If the answer is no to that, you guys are going to be there and you're going to run your company, then make a decision. Do you need all your employees right now? And I hate to say that because people will lose their job and all that stuff, but that's what the unemployment's for some of this stuff. And if you're too bitching and you're too cool to go get the pandemic unemployment, you're a fool right now, because that is out there for the self-employed people to get this. No one cares what kind of car you drive right now. I live in an area where a lot of people look rich and they're not, and they're paymented to here right now. And it's going to be a bloodbath between now and the end of the year when you start to see the repos and all the things happen with these cars and everything. So I find ideas for quality content on TikTok and Pinterest. Here's the thing, Widmark. You know what? Your industry. Okay, what industry? Widmark, what industry are you in? Jimmy B's thinking of buying a bowling alley. Here's the thing, Jimmy B. Okay, a bowling alley. How do you have somebody touch balls? How do you have them sit there and eat pizza and share shoes right now? I'm telling you, unless I mean that could be one of the worst businesses I think of right now. And I'm not trying to slam you, but I just think that, man, I do not know how I can't go to a baseball game. I can't watch the Dodgers play right now. But a bowling alley, one of the venues that I use for my events is upstairs from a bowling alley. They're closed right now. Affiliate marketing is a great way. We're going to have an affiliate marketing expert on the at the conference. Affiliate marketing, guys, is when you basically have your site and you sell other people's products and you make a commission on it. It's a great way to run a business. And Widmark, what industry are you in? Oh, I'm sorry, affiliate marketing. Make no. Okay. Oh my God, Widmark. That just search TikTok and search affiliate marketing. It's one of the number one things out there. And the cool thing with that is You need realism for this. TikTok, you guys, you can make videos, 59-second videos, holding your phone up and market it to a worldwide audience. And it's free. And again, your Facebook page, your Pinterest page, and marketing that and sharing that through TikTok and through Facebook and uh, true life experiences. People don't just need to be sold a course. You don't want to just sell a course. Okay. I don't want to sell a course to anybody. You want to give people, I have gotten more out of giving things away for free than I have from selling things to people. And I'm telling you, people come back, they buy more things when you give them help for nothing. So, let's see what else. Okay. So again, I'm getting jokes about the Jimmy B's bowling alley idea. Listen, I'm not going to disparage anybody from buying any business, but if you can't, I don't know how you buy a bowling alley right now. I just don't. I mean, I love, you know, tile. See, okay, Rose, here's the thing. Again, I grew up in construction and I know a lot about the tile industry from family members and exes and things like that were in that industry. You know, your before and after pictures. If you are doing installations right now, take pictures. Take pictures of the space before, 5-second video before, and then after. Show how clean it was. We did this installation in 12 hours. There's a 59-second video for you, and do those over and over. And go to TikTok and just search tile installation. I'm sure that there's some guy out there doing it, but get the domain and get the TikTok name for, tile installation, Cerritos, California, or wherever you're at. You think contracting your local congressman push your idea along? I contacted my local congresswoman about the EIDL because she had said some things publicly about the SBA. And yes, I do think, but the problem that you have today is that you're 3 weeks and 5 days from an election. So you're going to get an underling. You're never going to get an appointment with the congressman or women because they're doing final fundraising and all that stuff. I don't care where you're at, what state you're in, but absolutely, it doesn't hurt. Faith. Let's check it, Faith. Shall we? Let's check it. It's just bear with me, guys. I'm trying to answer Faith's message. Okay, Faith. Here we go. Let's try it. Put it in, okay, and then press apply, and then it goes green. Okay. I allegedly. Okay. When I try to type it and it keeps going all uppercase. Right. Exactly. Go all uppercase. It's all uppercase. Just don't worry about the caps. It stays all caps. It doesn't, don't try to mix it up. Just let it go all caps. Sorry about that. It should have been all caps. Okay. All one word, Faith is right. Exactly. No space in that. Sorry about that. Is it letting it go? No. Faith, send me an email and I'll make sure it works for you. Okay. And I'll make sure I send you a link and stuff like that. Guys, again, think of what you can do. If I walked into your office and you hired me, hey, we're going to get started, I would work on everything you guys were doing to get the phone to ring right now. Everything that worked, what worked in the past, what hasn't worked. What have you guys done? Where's your leads at? Where's your customer list at? There's things that you have to work on. Work on your existing customer base. Oh, Dan, you don't understand. We do tile installation. We can only tile one house at a time, and then we move on and never see those people again. Nonsense. If you did a good job, let them know. Because the one thing about the holidays, this year is going to be a little different. There's going to be no Black Friday. It's going to be a Black Mess Friday. It's going to be nobody buying anything. But Black Friday and the holidays, when I was in the construction business, we would advertise, get your house ready for the holidays and get it done. But you'd be surprised how many people will sit there and and how many people will want to get their stuff done before the end of it. It doesn't look the same. The screen I saw blue letters. That was okay. Guys, I'm going to end it here. Thank you so much. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Take a look at that yesterday's video. Share that one. You've got more stuff coming soon. And we'll be doing this, and you'll definitely see me at the conference. And email me, iAllegedly@gmail. Look at the videos and join the email list. For those of you that are on the list, you're not getting spammed. You know you've gotten one email from me and a correction email, and that's it. I just got an email from iAllegedly. They're going to call them after this. Good. All right, Miko. Good luck. Okay, guys, I'll see you soon. Okay, thanks for everything. We're going to end the stream. Watch this. Here we go. Goodbye.